everyone! So this is my video collection of how to survive school, whether it be college or university, which is sometimes the same thing depending where you live, and high school, and so forth, so on, so forth. So I'm sorry if I'm a little awkward because this is my first video in a really long time, and so let's see how it goes. Bear with me. Okay, so this video in particular is about how to survive college, university as a freshman. Yes, freshmen. So let's get started. First things first. College books and university books are insanely expensive. For example, today I looked for one of my required textbooks, $600 retail. Thank God I found it on Amazon for 70 bucks. This is why you have to be careful buying textbooks. Do not, I say, just don't buy your textbooks at the bookstore. Why? They increase their prices by so much, and it's so sad because, I mean, these are students. These aren't people who have thousands of dollars just, you know, easily thrown away to a bookstore. So they're really taking advantage of students. So you want to find websites like Amazon. I know Indigo Chapters has a used books collection, and also different sites where it lets you compare. I can't quite remember what it is right now, but I'll link it below. There's quite a few of them, but I know one for sure. And they just let you go through all the different websites that have the book for sale, and then they show you the different prices so you can compare them. Just don't forget shipping costs. Those ones you have to be careful with. So with these books comes a big price. So what a lot of places suggest you do is you go to your first class before buying your textbook. And this is because your prof may, you know, not really want to use the book, although they required it just so the bookstore could get something. You know, it's all politics and things like that. So your prof might not want to use it, or it might be for extra information, and that is sometimes useful, especially if you don't really understand the topic. But if a book's $200 and your prof based everything off of his notes and you understand everything, it's kind of hard to find a good reason to buy the textbook. So if you do go to the first class and wait, you will have more trouble finding the books. So sometimes if you go around your university website or your Facebook groups or anything, you might have a used book group, and it's just buying used books from other students, and that can save you a lot of money. So that's a good way of doing it, but trying to get it from a website might be harder just with shipping times and things like that, but always worth a shot. But if there's a textbook that you absolutely know that they're gonna use it and it's important for the course, you should get it. And if you get it in advance, the better, because there'll be more copies available for you. My second topic is about going to class and taking a seat and getting friends. So university is quite different from high school, where you always get to pick where you sit, and these people, you probably don't know them, the majority in your classes, and a lot of times, especially if you're in a big lecture room, there can be hundreds of people in those classes. Others can be, 20. It depends what you're taking, what year the course is, and how big your university is. But when you come in, try to get there a little early so you can pick one of the seats near the front. It doesn't have to be the first row, but there's a lot of distractions with people texting or on Facebook, on the internet, and the closer to the front, the more interaction with the prof, and you seem to be more interested in the topic than if you were far at the back where you can barely hear, you can't really see him, and you're basically free to do whatever you want. Sitting in the front, at least you kind of, you'd feel awkward not interacting in the lecture because he's looking at you. He or she, the prof, is looking at you over and over again. So that's one thing. And another thing is, try to sit beside people that you can kind of tell that they're interested in the course and excited to learn. I know it can be difficult to kind of pick them out. Don't want to be discriminating in any way, but if you sit beside people who are really interested in the course and not so much about partying this weekend, you might get a bit more help from them, and you can give them more help and get a bit more of a friendship going than if you're someone who really likes to study and you're with someone who couldn't care less. So that's a big thing. Talk to people, meet people in your classes. Your lab partners are going to be great to have as friends. My next point is profs. As I said earlier, profs do get mad at freshmen students because they tend to be more disrespectful. So make sure to respect your prof. Don't pack up your stuff 5-10 minutes early. Try to be discreet coming into class if you're late. Doesn't mean you shouldn't come to class if you're going to be late, just be discreet. And also, don't use your cell phone or be distracting to other students because the profs will notice. Another thing is, become friends with your profs. Know your profs, and they will help you because they might be able to give you more hints, give you more material, and they will be able to help you succeed. So if you have any questions, you don't understand anything, go talk to the profs. That's my number one tip that I could give, is know your profs. I didn't do that for quite a while, and I noticed since starting to talk to my profs, my marks have just skyrocketed. Another tip for the first day of class is to read your syllabus and jot every single date into your calendar or agenda, which you should have an agenda. They're really useful. So my nose just got so itchy. I have no idea why. Okay, so what was I talking about now? Syllabus. Yeah, it's gonna be your best friend. And if sadly they give you a paper version and there's no internet website that you can find your course's information, make photocopies. 6, 7, 8, 10, depending on who you are. Make a lot of photocopies because profs rarely ever tell you when things are due. And say you have a test, they'll be like, oh, don't forget your test in 1 day, 2 days. Yeah, they're not gonna give you a big heads up. Some don't even give you a heads up, or it'll be like at the end of the class or by email the day before. So don't count on your profs to tell you when your tests are. Just like in high school, they used to tell you for a week before it happened. Oh, don't forget the test, don't forget the test. Yeah, profs don't baby you. That's the big thing to also remember. They won't baby you. They're not gonna tell you to go do your homework. They won't tell you, oh, you have to study more. You're adults, you're at a university, and you are paying for your education. Profs are there to help you and teach you, but they're not gonna baby you. So you have to count on yourself to do the best that you can